President, RCTD. So, talking about today's workshop, it is a Canva workshop, which is mainly going to go around designing, graphic designing, etc. So, talking about the person who's going to take the workshop for the day, Rotractor Kenisha Khabia. She's studying in her third year of BA in economics, and she's also our own board of director in digital communications avenue. Having said that, she's also done a course in digital marketing, and she is also a graphic designer herself. Which brings us to the topic for the day, that is Canva workshop. Canva has been one of the widely used tools and which is emerging as one of the alternatives for Photoshop in today's generation, or I would say today's year. So this workshop will more or less cover the aspects with the basics of Canva and about how do you remove the background, and mainly about how do you get started with an alternative to Photoshop. Having said that, all the very, very best, Kenisha Machadena, have a great, great, great workshop. And to all of those who are going to be having questions and everything, we have the chat box open down there. You can drop it in there or else raise your hand. We will get back to that. Over to you, Kenisha. All the best.
Thank you, Nisha, and thank you for introducing me. So, good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining the workshop today. I'm just going to share my screen and we'll get started. Okay. Um, so the agenda for today, as you can see, is that we are going to discuss about elements of design, certain important tips and points that need to be included while designing anything. Uh, then we are going to talk about fonts, color combinations. I'm just going to list down a few sizes for social media JPEGs, the dimensions. I'm going to give you websites for stock images and a website for color combination too, where you can use from. And then I'm going to show you how you can remove background for images without using Photoshop. So there's an online site which I will be showing you all. And then we are going to jump to the Canva overview, and I'm going to show you a small demo. Okay, so elements of design. So there are 7 elements of design. One, space, size, line, shape, value, color, and texture. So by space here we mean the negative space and the positive space, where the negative space is the area or the area or the white space in a particular graphic or a JPEG. So, and the positive space is the space which is filled with elements of design. So it is not always necessary to use or occupy the whole graphic with many elements. The more simple it is, the more better it is, because it provides visual rest to the viewer. Okay. Size here means that is the second element. Size here means that a size of a particular element with respect to other elements in a graphic. So, for example, if I have a heading and if I have a heading and I have the content or the body of the text. So, to draw my attention first to the heading, I will just increase the font size of the heading, so that first, when anyone is viewing the graphic, they look at the heading and then they go to the content or the body of the text. Okay. So in other words, if I say, then size can be used for hierarchy in a graphic or a JPEG. The next one is line and shape, and these two are interrelated. So for lines, you can use anything. It can be a straight line, curved line, broken line, or even vertical, horizontal, or diagonal lines for that matter. Value, the next element, means the tones of light and dark with respect to grayscale. So now this element is a more advanced one, and it people cannot understand it in one go. But just to explain you, there is an option or a feature in Photoshop where you can change a particular graphic to grayscale. So why people do that is to just check if the colors are not merging to each other and they are contrasting. So it mainly looks at contrast. So when a graphic is checked in grayscale, it should have high contrast. So when it is having a high contrast, the colors are balanced and it is very appealing to the eyes. But it is not the case for every single color combinations. It may differ. So if I'm saying that in reverse images, so where we use black backgrounds and white text, so now this is a high contrast and it looks appealing to the eyes. But same is not the case if I'm using green text and a black background. Even though it may have a high contrast, it won't look appealing to the eyes. Okay, so even though value is not that important for now, contrast is definitely very important, and we are going to again look at many types of contrast that you all can use while designing anything. The next is color, and color definitely enhances the mood of a graphic. So if I'm using cool colors, that is blue, green, and purple, it can either give me a sense of relaxation, calmness, or loyalty, or it can give me a sense of coldness. Okay, so it differs what you are trying to convey in your JPEG and how you are using the color combinations with respect to it. And it definitely helps to bring all the elements together in a JPEG or a graphic. Texture is a element in which you have repeated. So suppose if I'm telling you that I'm taking a circle and I'm repeating it multiple times, so it forms a pattern. So in layman words, we call texture as pattern, and you can use it along with other elements in your graphic, or even you can use it as a background. Okay, so tips. So there are certain things to keep in mind while making something, not only on Canva, but anywhere related to graphic designing. Okay, so also some of these are common ones, but it's like things change from person to person, perspective to perspective, as graphic designing is a very wide field. So starting with the first one is hierarchy. So hierarchy helps us to focus more on important elements. So it can be used as visual, text, or even for objects. So as I told you earlier, the example for headline and content and the content. So if I want to draw my attention to the headline first, of course, I'm going to do something or maybe make the font size larger for my headline so that so there's a flow of reading that goes from top to bottom. So hierarchy is important for that. Your contrast can also make elements stand out. Okay, so contrast can be in the form of colors, it can be in the form of fonts, shapes, etc. uh, for example, texture and smooth elements, small and large objects or shapes, etc. Contrast can even be used in font styles, which I'm going to talk about later in this PPT. Okay. And then, sorry, alignment. So alignment with respect to text can be seen left, right, center, and justified. But if you're talking about a JPEG, then with respect to all the elements of the file. So alignment there also is very important so that your JPEG looks balanced, symmetric, or something you want to just not want it disorganized. Okay, so here I have some examples for hierarchy. So if you can see in the first image, uh, so in the before part, the whale is very small, so you might think that it is a fish, but when you're making the size of the whale larger, you can understand the relationship that the person is relatively very smaller in size to the whale, which is the reality. Okay, even for the last JPEG, where there's a business card. So even there, if you can see, so they have written name, their address, phone number, email ID. So when you're using hierarchy in this, it just not only makes your graphic look more presentable, but it definitely draws your attention to more important elements. That is the name of the person, as you can see. Alignment. So alignment, the bottom image, if you see, so we are going to have a look at that in Canva later, today only, but later. Okay, and if you can see in the first image, so it explains how alignment changes the perspective of how you are viewing a JPEG. Alignment here is important because if you can see, so this is not aligned properly, but in this JPEG, it is properly aligned and it looks visually proper, if nothing else. Okay. Fonts. So we will be looking at letter spacing and line spacing in Canva today. So these are very small and insignificant formatting options, but it definitely changes the look of a JPEG. So it is recommended to use only two types of font styles in a JPEG or any graphic. So uh, because it does not, if you're using multiple types of fonts, so it confuses the viewer. And if you're just using two font styles, then it helps the sorry, it helps the viewer to go through the graphic in a flow. Okay. um, Okay. Also, an important point here is that you should avoid widows. So, what is a widow? A widow is a very short line, usually a word or end of a hyphenated word at the end of a paragraph or column. So, it can be fixed by changing the letter spacing of a sentence so that it becomes balanced and you can avoid that problem, as it increases the white space, and many a times the viewer does not follow the graphic and he might get confused or uh, tired maybe. Okay. Okay, so contrast. So you can use contrast and hierarchy in a text by changing its color, font style, or even its font sizes. So as I told you earlier, if we are taking the example of a heading and the content of a body, you can either use a different font style for the heading and a different font style for the content, or maybe you can just change the font color of the heading to make it stand out, stand out, or even increase its size, which many a times we do. If you are writing a quote in a JPEG, then of course what you can do is you can make a particular important word to stand out. You can make it bold, italic, or even maybe change its font style or color uh, to make it to highlight it. Okay, so all the points I have listed till now, that is hierarchy, contrast, alignment, font, color combinations, everything is interrelated. For color combinations, why is it important? As I told you, is because it enhances the mood of a JPEG, and it brings all the elements together. Elements together. And the website which I will suggest to use color combinations is a scheme color. And if you don't want to use that, you can definitely Google color palettes and you'll find many options for color combinations too. Okay, so next we are going to have a look at the Canva interface overview and sample JPEG. I'll just Okay, so as I told you that I will be giving you all certain websites for stock images. So the websites are Pexels, Unsplash, Pixabay and FreePic. So FreePic also gives you options for different patterns for backgrounds of JPEG. So, and it is a very common and a nice website to take patterns from. Okay, so today we are going to, I'm going to show you a demo of how to design a JPEG for our National Sports Day, that is on August 29th. So I'll for JPEG. I'm going to type sports. Okay, and I'm going to show you how you will remove the background for the image. I'm going to JPEG demo. So I'll just download one for you. Save image as, and I'll just download it here. Okay, so this is Pixlr X. Then option cut this particular part that's remaining. So I'll go to shape cut, remove, and sorry, brush cut out, size, increase, and just hide white. Delete. I'll just crop it later. And I'll download it in PNG. So whenever you are downloading a transparent background image, you always have to download it in PNG. In JPEG, it will always be downloaded with a white background. Okay. So when I open this, I have a transparent background. Okay. So now I will be going to sorry. So Canva, as many of you all might be knowing that Canva is a graphic designing platform that allows users to create social media graphics, presentations, posters, business cards, whatever you can think of, everything can be made on Canva. And it is free and it is easy to use. You just have to type canva.com on Google and the directed, and then you have to log in either with your email, Facebook, Apple account, or even you can set up a different email ID for it. Okay, so here, as you can see, there are different types of templates that are given to you, which you can definitely choose from. So if I'm going here, this is Instagram post, so they have given me templates. I can definitely improvise in these. The elements can be changed or improvised as per your needs. And they also give you an option of a blank page. Okay. Okay. So I have different templates list that they have given here. They have Instagram stories, Instagram posts, Facebook posts, invitations, presentations, logo, poster, flyer, etc., etc., etc. And for features, they have their own stock of images, backgrounds, uh, they have icons, they have plugins, they have everything. So it is a good website. They also have a premium option, which I personally don't use. Uh, but you can always subscribe to it if you get advanced with this. Okay, so here they have all your designs. So these are the designs that I have created. So they are all here. We are going to see about this today. I'm going to show you a demo about this. Okay. Apart from that, you can always make a copy and edit in the copy so that your original file is unharmed, or yeah, you can move it to a folder. You can move it to a folder. So you have all your folders here. You can create a new folder and move it to that, so that you can get organized. Apart from that, you also get a shareable link. So if you want two to three people to be working on a particular design, you can do that. They have editable link options, and they also have link options just to uh, edit up. Okay, so if you can see here, we have got our menus or our options here. So there are templates that I can use. There are uploads that also I can use. So when the JPEG I have downloaded, I can just drag and drop it here so that it gets added. Okay. You can also add MP4 files, that is video and audios, if you all want to. They have stock images over here. Sorry. So they have stock images you can find here also for sports, and you all can get results for it. You can there are elements, so you can add grids, you can add animated stickers, you can add lines, borders, etc. There are everything, you can find everything there. There's a option for charts. So if I am adding a chart, so you can fill in the information over here and it will help you make a chart. They have an option of text, which we will be coming to later. They have certain music options, audio options inbuilt, stock videos that you all can use, background. If I want a background for say paper, you can find that too. So the folders you are saving for your other designs, they will be seen here. So if you want to insert something from there, you can do that. Other than that, they have more plugins. So they have Pexels, as I told you, it's a stock image website. So they have a plugin for that. They have plugins for emojis, Facebook, which you have to log into. Uh, Google Drive, Instagram, and Bitmoji also you will have to log into. They have a plugin for QR code where you can paste the URL and generate a QR code. Other than that, uh, they have Jiffy options. They have other options too. You can search it, search about it. Okay. So I'll be explaining other options while making the demo JPEG. Okay. So okay, by the way, they have the styles options under more. So from which you can select a predetermined color combination and font style. So if I'm choosing this, so if I'm going to add any element, for suppose I'll add a shape, okay, I'll add this. So it will come with the predetermined color combination that you have selected. Okay, this one. Upload. Okay, so now I want this image to be my background. So I'm just going to right click on it and I have an option here, set image as background. So I'm just going to do it. I can double click it to set the crop I want. I can maximize it. I can only minimize it to the limit of the image. Okay. So I want it to be. So as you can see, I've added a square box just to my text. I'll just add that. So we have the color option where you can select from these, or you can even put a hex code, or even use whichever color you want. So I'm going to do this. Now Canva has an option to reduce the transparency of an object, text, or anything for that matter. So I'm just going to reduce the transparency to say, okay. So it is showing a part of my background image too, and it will also highlight my text. So I'm getting both the things with just adding one element, text. So for text, as you can see, they have recently used, and they have other font combinations too. So if you want, you all can choose any from here, or else you can just add it from here. Okay. So I'm just going to add a heading, and I'm going to type uh, happy national, sorry, sports day. Okay. So, okay. So when I'm adding a text, I get all these format options. So I have styles, I have font size, I have color, which I'm going to change to orange. I don't have bold because this particular font style does not have a bold option. I can put it in italics, I can underline it, I can align. So here you have options for left align, justify, right align, and center. So I want to keep center, I'll keep this. Okay, now what happens is, if I'm typing it in the lowercase and I want it to be capital, so I have a option here for uppercase, and I'm just going to click it. Okay, so then we have bullets. uh, Here, as I told earlier, that we are going to have a look at letter spacing and line height here, or line spacing. So letter spacing is basically, it will just increase the space between, or increase or decrease the space between two letters. So if I'm selecting this and I'm increasing this to say 2, there's not a major change. 1 second. Okay, so you can see that it is increasing the space between the letters here. And if I want to decrease, I can definitely decrease it. I'll just keep it 0 for now. Line height is the height between the two lines. So here it is, I want to reduce it over here. So I'll just go here and increase the height. Say I want it to be 1. Okay. Now, as you can see in this particular JPEG, I have reduced the font size of Happy and have kept the size for National Sports Day as bigger, because I want the attention to go on National Sports Day rather than Happy National Sports Day. Okay, so I'll just, okay. So as you can see that I have made changes. Now here there is an option for effects. So under effects they give you options for drop, shadow, then glow and everything. So if you want to add anything, then you can definitely add. So I'll just show you all one. Okay. I'll just keep it this way. Okay. Okay, so here we have added the logo of our Rotaract Club, that is the Rotaract Club of Thane downtown. So I personally like to add it with a grid. Okay, so here in Elements, you have options for grids and frames here. So there are different types of frame options that you all can use and fit a particular image to. And then you have grid options where you can make collages. So I'm just going to add this. I'm going to reduce the size of the JPEG. I'm just going to place it. I'll go to uploads. I'll go to the logo and I'll just paste it. Okay. I can again double click and I can maximize it, minimize it as per my convenience. Okay. Okay, now Canva has an inbuilt option of having smart guides. So it helps you to align properly and it is very helpful. So right now, if you can see the center line, the pink line is a smart guide, which is showing me the center of that particular JPEG. So I can place it there. I'll just take it there. Okay. Okay. Now, when I'm right clicking, I have options for copy, paste, delete, and arrangement options. So I have send to back, send backward, bring forward, and bring to front. I can add a comment. So if 2 to 3 people are using this particular JPEG through a shareable link and they are editing it, so they can add a comment if they want to change something. So I can add a comment and I can write it. Okay. So here I have added a quote. So I'll be doing that. So I'll add a subheading. I'll just copy the text here. Now, uh, there is another option here as copy style. So if I want this particular formatting options to be pasted on this text, I can do that. So it saves a lot of time. Uh, so I'm just going to click copy style. It will change. And I'm just going to click the text or the image I want to format my style to. And this. So now it changed to this because I have used this particular formatting option for Sachin Tendulkar. So I'll just click it and I'll just change. And I'll just paste it. That is Control B. Okay, so if you can see, the formatting of Sachin Tendulkar is also as same as this because I have pasted it here. So I can just select it and I can go here. Okay. So now what happens, as I told you, color combinations are very important while making a JPEG. So if you are adding any particular image, then when you open the color panel, you can see options. So they have given you color combinations that you can use with respect to your images. So if you see all, so I have added the logo, so it is showing black, and I have added this particular image, and that is why it is showing me color combinations with respect to that particular image. So I can use it from there. So this color is from here. Let's see. Okay. You can also add hyperlinks. You can lock the object. So if I am scrolling or I'm selecting all the objects I want to shift, so this object won't move. So it becomes easier when you have multiple layers one above the other. So right now, if I'm selecting something and I'm moving, so everything is moving. But if I want to, sorry, if I want to lock this white object, so I'll just have to click on it and I'll have to lock it. So if I'm selecting, it won't move. Okay. The alignment. Okay. So our JPEG is ready. So someone had actually asked me to as to how you make a grid in Canva. So I'll show you what I mean by grids. So as you can see, it is RC Thane Downtown's Instagram account. So this is a grid. So we have made this as one JPEG and then we have cut it out into three parts and posted it. Okay. So we are going with a grid right now, as you can see. So if you want to make this in Canva, so I'll go to home. I'll go to create a design. So now in Canva, they have fixed dimensions. So if you will just hover over the Instagram post, they'll give you a fixed social media dimension. So for a grid, so that is a 3 by 1 option, there is no fixed dimension or a template. So you'll have to go for custom dimensions. So when I'm clicking on custom dimensions, the width of a grid is 3240. That is 1080 into 3, and the height will be 1080 and it will be in pixels. And I'll just click on create a new design. Okay, so this is my artboard. When I'm clicking on file, I have options here where I can directly go to create a new design. I can edit the name of the JPEG. I can show rulers. Okay, so rulers is important for here because we need to use guides to mark the different posts. So we have to divide this into three, and then we have to start making a JPEG. So I'll just do show guides, and I'll go here. So 1080 is the first cutout. The second one will be 2160. Okay, here. So if I'm making the same JPEG here, then I'll have to go to file and I have to go to show rulers and show guides. Okay, you can always show margins just to know where you should limit your elements to, so that it looks organized, it looks organized. Okay, there is show print lead. what is print plate? So when you are making a JPEG and you want to print it for, say, a business card, a poster, a flyer, or sometimes even on T-shirts or whatever, for that matter. Print plate allows you to understand as to so if I want my background to be blue, okay, for a particular thing. One second. Okay, so if I want my background to be blue, I will exceed my object or my background. Uh, uh, it will be bigger than the print bleeds. That is this. There is, if you can see, then in a certain few things you can see like a white border. So just to avoid that, and just so that your business card or your poster is printed properly with no white borders, you just have you can just go for this option as print bleeds, but it is not necessary for a online social media JPEG or a graphic. Okay, so we'll just close it. Okay. Then you have options here: save to folder, download. Uh, Here, as I told you, there is a share option where you can copy the link for edit or for view also. You can download it as PNG, JPEG, uh, MP4 video, GIFs, then PDFs, and anything. You can't, however, set the settings for this, change the settings for this options. You can animate a particular slide, so they have options for that too. And yes, that's it for today. So I'll just
Thank you so much, Kenisha. It was a wonderful session, and you've explained everything so precisely, so beautifully. I'm sure uh, people are going to make use of whatever you've taught for their own grid purposes or their own Instagram pages, or at least it would be helping them in some or the other way. Having said that, we forwarded a very tiny feedback form on the same Canva group. It would be useful to relate so that we can work and improve ourselves as well, and so that we can come back with 2.0, our digital communications directors. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining in. Having with that, summing up the day, we've had a total attendance on and off of 92 people, which is a really good number. I feel for the first time we have taken a workshop. That's it. Thank you so much.